Right now on Fox Weather, Tropical Storm Erin has formed in the eastern Atlantic, the fifth named storm of the season. This storm generated deadly flooding as it passed through the Cabo Verde Islands and is now forecast to become the Atlantic's first hurricane of the season. The National Hurricane Center forecast shows gradual strengthening this week, potentially reaching major hurricane status somewhere north of the Caribbean. We'll check in with Fox Weather hurricane specialist Bryan Norcross for the latest. Just got the new update in from the NHC. We'll get you updated on the second advisory now for Tropical Storm Erin. And tropical downpours in Florida generated some problems over the weekend. Heavy rains swamped Pinellas County. Drivers in St. Pete Beach and Madeira Beach had to navigate flooded roads as others had to abandon their cars entirely as floodwaters rose. The flood threat remains today across parts of Florida up through the Carolinas. Plus, as August rolls on, summer heat is making a strong comeback to the East Coast. Boston will be baking as record high temperatures will be threatened across New England. That's today and tomorrow. And the bad news is much of this heat will stick around through most of the month. August is August again until further notice. Prepare accordingly. I will show you that steamy forecast. It's all right now on Fox Weather Now. Hey, good Monday afternoon, everybody. Thank you, as always, for being here with us on Fox Weather. Right now, it's 5 o'clock on the East Coast, 2 p.m. out west. I'm Ian Oliver, and this is Fox Weather Now. We've been telling you all about the Atlantic happenings over the past couple of weeks, an uptick in activity moving through this first third of August. We did just get that 5 p.m. advisory in on Tropical Storm Erin, so let's get right to that. Fox Weather is your Hurricane HQ. This is the second advisory now, number 2 with this one. It became a tropical storm at 11 a.m. That was earlier this morning. The 5 p.m. advisory, it appears as though it's mostly unchanged. This is just coming into us. No big changes overall to this forecast. Its intensity still at 45 miles per hour. I suppose it's actually accelerated 1 mile per hour. It's moving west at 21 miles per hour. It's had a rough go of it over the last several hours, and that is to be expected. This was, if you were with us through latter part of last week, through the weekend, a giant pocket of moisture and a big circulation that came off the west coast of Africa. The low-level center of circulation tightened up and consolidated on the northern periphery of that spin, which we talked about with Bryan Norcross. You're going to hear his thoughts on the long-term evolution of this, at least where we stand right now, in just a couple of minutes. That's fairly common. The issue with this is that forecast models had a fix on this, a future fix, somewhere down here through the latter portion of last week. So that was a considerable switch up. And this is going to be in a belt, at least in the short term, at least for the next 36 hours or so, where it'll have to struggle up against, you see where we have Atlantic Ocean labeled, that orange, even some red indicating very dry air and some of that Saharan dust. Because it's much farther off to the north, it's right in close proximity with all that dry air and dust. And it appears as though, at least this afternoon, it's gotten bullied a little bit by that. Plus, you look at where this is, that's the area of spin. We'll show you the dust in the vicinity of the computer forecast analysis of that, at least. There's some of that around. There's that big envelope of moisture, which it'll try to use to shield itself from some of that dry air. But small circulations, which this is, I'll look and see if they've changed. They haven't. It's still tropical storm force winds that extend out only 35 miles from the center of circulation. It's a small little system that's getting shoved off to the west. It's moving 21 miles per hour. So that's fast for a tropical system, and it means it's feeling some wind shear. So in the short term, that's two things working against it. And this. The difference between here, where the NHC has the fix, and where I was mentioning it being forecast just a few days back, it's a whole lot warmer, about 7 degrees in latitude farther off to the south. In the short term, it's got very marginal sea surface temperatures, and it won't be until it reaches all this warm, deep water farther off to the west that we start seeing this intensifying in any considerable way. But, man, is that the forecast from the NHC. Beyond that point, they do have this with their second forecast now explicitly reaching major hurricane intensity. That's a Cat 3 Saturday evening north of the Lesser Antilles. The evolution beyond that, still a bit of a head scratcher. At that time scale, it's unknowable, but there are trends. So we spoke with Fox Weather hurricane specialist Bryan Norcross about its long-term track a little bit earlier.
The official forecast from the Hurricane Center calls for just steady development here, up to 60 miles an hour tomorrow, and then 70, and then skipping ahead to Thursday morning, you see 90, but just steady intensification. Like you say, Ian, we end up with a Category 3 hurricane here, the north of the northeastern Caribbean, or in the vicinity of the northeastern Caribbean. We don't know anybody there letting down their guard. Odds say it will be north of the islands, and the worst of the wind will be north of the storm. But it's still too close to call, as I always say, with a developing or a disorganized system. The forecasts are subject to change, and they're forecast to large errors. So we just remember that until this thing gets much better organized and the computer forecasts can peg on something. But for now, the models all agree with the cone, go right down the cone, and we look at the consensus of the models. That's what the National Hurricane Center normally relies on. And so at 5 days, that's where the consensus is there. We have this kind of large area there. Now, when we look at the modern models, the GFS, the European that we've looked at for years, but now we have the Google AI and the European AI called AIFS. And here we are on Saturday, and so this is kind of the end point of the cone. And you notice the clustering is a lot like the cone there. So all that makes sense. When we look at the various ones, we see the Google one concentrates farther south. The dark reds, that's the GFS, a little farther north. Anyway, that together they end up looking like the end of the cone. All right, so what's in play here and what's going on? Well, high pressure right now is driving this thing west, and that's why we expect it to continue more or less to the west, may actually dip a little bit south and then come back north. How much it does that, that's a little bit of an open question on where it ends up down here. Notice the bright reds in there. That's the strongest winds, kind of north on the north side of the system. With the system moving west, you would expect that. All right, what's going to happen Saturday here? Look at this. Cold front comes down, kind of pushes the high this way, opens a bit of a door in here. Okay, where does the door open? Is it there, or is the high a little farther over here? If the system stays weaker longer, the flow is not quite like this. It goes over farther west before it turns, and therefore a lower system, a weaker system, would go farther west. So all those things in play, and that's why we have uncertainty. And when we look at the models way out, so there we are, we're going back to Saturday again. That's where the end of the cone is, looks like that. Now let's go forward in time. It's Sunday, Monday, and you see things are starting to spread out some. The Google AI model is in here. You notice the dark reds are kind of spread all over the place. The red ones are all over the place. That's the European. So lots of options because of exactly where the steering ends up. And then we go on all the way to next Wednesday. You know, we didn't used to look at this far in advance, Ian, but here we have it. So here we'll look at it, but there's no action to be taken. The main point here is there still are some plausible scenarios where a system could somehow impact the U.S. some way. It would probably take something happening that's not forecast, like the system staying weak a long time or something like that. And obviously it's not the consensus of what we're looking at now. And some subset of plausible scenarios still shows a threat to the U.S. East Coast. So obviously we continue to watch it. Ian?
Yeah, going to be interesting to watch. Nobody has to be uncomfortable yet, but you do need to be aware of some of the trends with this. And you said it's on the opposite side of the Atlantic. It's not going to sneak up on us. But Bryan, you had mentioned this tropical storm, the winds only extend out 35 miles from its center. There's a lot that's going to have to happen over the next 7 to 9, 10 days, sure. But over the next 18 hours, a forecast tomorrow morning, 60 miles per hour. We'll see based on these trends this afternoon. It could be a challenge, but long way to go, as you said. That's Fox Weather hurricane specialist Bryan Norcross. Bryan, we'll be checking back with you all week. Thank you.